Support for Another Round comes from Campfire, a new community that pays you to ask and answer awesome questions. Ask your favorite celebs and experts anything you want, and they'll answer you with intimate audio messages. Whenever anyone listens in, you'll earn real dollars. It's simple. Ask, answer, earn. Best of all, you can donate some of your Campfire earnings to your favorite charity. Let's make social media do social good. Download Campfire now by going to campfire.fm/anotherround. For a limited time, Campfire will donate a case of pure drinking water to the Flint Water Fund when you download the app at campfire.fm/anotherround. Another Round is also brought to you by Blue Apron. Create delicious home-cooked meals with fresh ingredients delivered right to your door. Get your first 3 meals completely free with free shipping when you go to blueapron.com/another. Hey, everybody. Another Round is heading to London this August. Pip, pip, cheerio.
Etc. It's true. Another Round has a live show on August 5th as part of the Shout Out Live Festival.
And we are going to be hanging out on stage with the brilliant Susie Wacoma from the Netflix shows Crazy Head and Chewing Gum. And we're going to be hanging out with writer and rom-com enthusiast Bolu Babalola.
Also, it's our first time in London, so send us tips.
Tell us where to go and what to do and what to see.
Another Round at BuzzFeed.com. I want all the info.
Yes. For tickets and more information about the live show, go to www.solivefestival.com. Isn't it?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Heben.
And I'm Dr. Maya Angelou.
Oh, my God. Stop. What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just in town, hanging out. Thought I'd stop by. See what
play
y'all asses was doing. Okay, just joking. I'm Tracy.
Oh, my God.
Surprise.
I was so fooled. Anyways, what's up? What's happening?
I don't remember now.
What are we doing?
Welcome to Another Round with Heben and Maya Angelou.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're doing here.
I thought we could just hang out in the studio and drink with our friend Sasheer Zamata.
What?
Formerly of Saturday Night Live, currently of all of the
all over the place.
Internet
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
And she has a brand new comedy special out called Pizza Mind.
Pizza as in pizza?
Pizza.
I feel like pizza should have a T in it.
Pizza.
Am I the only one who always thought
I'm
that?
imagining like a pita combination pizza.
Ooh, a pita pizza?
Pizza.
A pizza pizza. So we're going to do that.
Okay. So she was like, don't sully the good name of my special. I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay, Tracy, before we start the show, can I just talk to you about, you ever just listen, shuffle, you're on shuffle, you're listening to some music, and you're like, who put this on here, one?
Yeah. Why is it edited two?
Yes!
Can't stand it.
I pay taxes, to quote Tracy.
Do not do me that way.
But also just like, you haven't heard the song in a minute, and then you hear the opening your line, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I have a perfect example for you from this very morning.
Ooh.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the dancehall classic Bam Bam.
Yes. Bam bam.
Yes, sampled in like everything.
Bam. Yep.
So that's a classic by Sister Nancy. Put some respect on it.
Yes.
Here is an updated sampled version with Kat DeLuna. I don't really know much about Kat DeLuna. She's one of those racially ambiguous girls that has like an island sound.
I
think she's Dominican.
Like a whispery voice.
Yes, you're Janae Eikos. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But this is a song called Bum Bum.
Bum is in
tush.
Is in the booty butt.
The booty butt. Not to be confused with the other butts.
Yeah.
The booty butt.
A booty butt.
Featuring Trey Songz, and he has, I think, categorically just one of the best worst opening lines of any song.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna play it for you right now. All right, you're like, okay, I'm grooving, I'm jamming.
Yeah.
All right, verse, okay.
Shawty came in and she caught me red-handed, staring at her butt. So I said, what's up?
That's it. That's
angry.
it. So I said, what's up?
I'm really angry. Imagine that being your intro to what was previously a fire song. Looking at a butt.
So I said, what's up?
Shakespeare Trey Songz.
You know, he really painted a picture right there.
He did.
He walked in.
I can see him doing that and just staring at a butt.
And then I said, what's up?
Yeah, and she's like, excuse me, can you not lyric me? And he's just like, what's up? I get it. I can see it.
Oh, Trey.
Oh, Trey Songz. Are there other songs that you have this reaction to?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Another one on just a random playlist of random jams. So, of course, we all had our emo phases.
I'm still in mine. Thank you very much. Shout out to My Chemical Romance.
So I want to give a little shout out to Modest Mouse. And, they had some bops that still carry me. And there's one called Float On, which is, just a classic from Good News for People Who Love Bad News.
Wow.
Modest Mouse ass fucking title, if I've ever heard one.
Can I show my age for a second? I initially thought, when I heard Float On, I thought of a group called The Floaters, and it was just like a group of uncles from like the 60s and 70s. It's so bad and so great, but we'll talk about that in a later show.
So early 2000s emo angst stuff.
Right.
And it has one of the whitest opening lines I've ever heard.
My dad's a lawyer?
Not quite, but might as well be.
I voted for Bernie.
You will hear it, and these translations will make sense. Okay, let's repeat that one more time. Okay, wow. We gotta rewind that. Rewind. Skirt. Woo. I backed my car into a cop car the other day.
Wow.
Well, he just drove off. Sometimes life's okay.
He was just like, yeah, kids these days. Am I right?
And the whole song's about like, we're all going to be okay. We all just float on. Very existential, just sort of things happen and we go on. Life continues.
Wow.
Wee-hoo! What? I reheard the song. I was like, who is this for? You do not have a single black fan, Modest Mouse. I know that for a fact. Just wilding in these streets.
This reminds me of a Vine. And it's a Vine that I put out a call on Twitter to try to find. And I can't find it. So listener, if this Vine sounds familiar to you, please send it to me. It's a Vine with a black dude with dreadlocks just walking down the street, minding his business, right? And behind him, there's a white man who's just all in a police officer's face. He's just like, why do you need my ID? No, why do you need my ID? Why do you need it? And then the black dude stops in front of him and he's got him framed up in the back. And the dude's like, if that was me, y'all have been talking cash shit.
Oh my God.
Just yes.
I feel like when I first heard the song, I was also taken aback by that line because that's a wild thing to say.
It is.
But hearing it now,
yeah,
I was offended.
Some 10 years
How
does
dare
not age
you?
well, perhaps.
I felt personally attacked. We'll all float on my ass.
Backed into a cop car.
Sometimes life's okay.
The cop was like, oh, he's on speed. He can't help it. I'll give him a warning. Lovable guy. I have a similar song. I actually don't know how this will translate because I can't remember the actual song. But my friend Teddy. Hey, Teddy, how you doing? I'm sure you're listening. He was always really big into introducing our circle of friends to music that we haven't heard before, right?
Okay.
And so one day he's like, nah, y'all gotta hear this song. This is the first thing you hear in the song. If you can't change your friends, you better change your friends.
What?
And we were like, what?
Wait, what?
What? We were just like,
what does that mean?
What does that mean? He's like, if you can't change your friends, then you need to change your friends. And I was like, Teddy, just because you change the
register of your voice,
just because you go from soprano to bass, doesn't make it make any more sense.
Conveyed zero meaning.
I know. And I felt bad because he was real excited about the song, but we was just roasting it. And we were just like, if you can't walk down the street, you better walk down the street. What does any of this mean? Wow, we should make a list of white privilege summer jams. and that should be the first one on it. Just hit a cop car. And I'm alive to write a song about it.
Oh my God.
6 degrees of white privilege. You only need 1 degree.
Wah, wah, wah.
We are over the moon to be in the studio with A1 Sasheer Zamata. Hey. She is a comedian. She is an actor. I don't know if there are distinctions made between the two.
I've never been particular about that.
Well, she's both. How about that?
I'm both an actor / actress.
Look at you in all the categories.
She has a new stand-up special on Seeso called Peas of Mine. Get it? Because it's like Pete's.
We recently learned it was a pun.
Okay, y'all recently learned it was a pun.
It's true.
I'm an intellectual.
I was like, pizza man. Yeah, I got pizza on my mind.
You may also know her from a little show called Saturday Night Live, where she was a cast member for 3 years. Or you might know her from, I don't know, the internet with her viral videos. One of my favorite is the encounter with the street harasser and just like walk around with his dick out.
That's a classic.
I mean,
Thank you.
who amongst us has not had somebody wave a dick at us on the street?
It happens all the time.
Too much.
Name one woman who hasn't.
Most of my friends have experienced
man.
that.
Crazy.
Cheers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice segue. All the women I know have encountered random dicks. And welcome.
And cheers to that, ladies and gentlemen.
You are originally from Indianapolis, correct?
This is correct, yeah.
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
As someone who is from Kentucky, who
Tracy has strong feelings about everything.
me and Indiana have had some tough times. And
Justify Indianapolis.
It could be just, pride and like the rivalry, but I have not had very nice times in Indiana and Indianapolis. I feel like it's a very like racially oppressive place. So what is Indianapolis like for a Black person born and raised in the city?
Well, there's a lot of Black people in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. Outside of Indianapolis is a little different. There's surrounding towns that have different economic situations and they are whiter. There's like different towns that I think are named because of history, like Brownsville. It's like,
Yeah.
we get it.
A little on the nose.
I hate crime was committed here.
Yeah, there's like certain places where it's like, I feel like we weren't allowed there, but we were allowed over here. But Indianapolis is very diverse, and my high school was like 65% Black, and I was in the advanced classes where I was the only Black person or like one of two. So my day was very weird where I'd like be in like gym or orchestra and I'd see like a spectrum of people, and then I'd go to like English class and see like just myself.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Growing up there was like growing up anywhere in the Midwest, and I wanted to get out as soon as I could, and I did. But now that I go back when I'm an adult, I like it, and I'm like, oh, they're trying. They have like an artsy square that they've created since I've been gone, and like
a little square.
Yeah,
Sure.
All right.
give Indiana a try.
Strictly just for you. I will do that. So do you identify as a Midwesterner?
Yeah, I do. My dad was in the military, so we bounced around a lot, but Indiana's where I spent most of my life, and yeah, I feel like I have the Midwest values instilled in me. So, and
What does that even mean?
just that
Butter.
I smile.
Yeah. Okay.
And my
Butter
blood's
and
pumping
smiling.
with butter. Yeah, my arteries are
Heart
very
disease.
clogged. But yeah, when I first moved to New York, people were like, it would just be like, "Are you from the Midwest?" Like they could just clock it because
Dang.
I have just green written on my forehead, like
Yeah.
I'm ready for the world. And they're like, "You're too eager. We know."
Saying hi to people on the street.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? What are you doing?
Exactly. Being helpful. How dare you?
So you moved around a lot as a kid. Where else did you live?
I was born in Okinawa, Japan.
Ooh.
That is cool as shit.
Yeah. When I was younger, I would tell people that I was born in Japan, like when I moved back to the States, and people were like, "Oh, I can tell." And I'm like, no. I'm not saying that I'm Japanese. I was just physically born
Interesting.
there.
They're like, I see it. It's in your eyes.
I know, and I was
see
like,
it."
"No, you got to stop. You're digging your own hole." Like, both my parents are Black. I just happen to be there.
Oh my God.
But we were only there for 10 months, or I was only there for 10 months, so I don't remember anything. And then moved to Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you also don't remember anything from that period.
I do remember my house, and I liked it. I remember.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Listen, you got me on Indiana. You're not going to get me on Lexington, but it's cool.
All right. And then San Antonio, Texas, and then Hampton, Virginia, and then Riverside, California, and then Indianapolis.
Damn.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got to Indianapolis?
9.
Oh, so you were an adult. You had like a family and
Adult.
kids.
I was a grown person, yeah.
Grown-ass woman.
Yeah, from 9 to 18. And then when I graduated high school, I went to UVA in Virginia.
Did you always know you were funny as a kid?
I thought I was funny. If you ask my family, they did not. Like I remember, like a lot of my aunts and stuff would be like, "Well, when did you think you were funny?" Because we never.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah,
Waiting for that ball to drop,
We're still
girl.
waiting for the proof. But I was a quiet kid. I was very shy. I wasn't like a class clown or anything. But I would whisper jokes to my friends.
Oh my
so,
God, same.
Yeah.
To my one friend, I only had one friend. It was fine. That's all I needed.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just one person to laugh and just validation. So yeah, I didn't really know that I was like funny outwardly till I was older. Like maybe high school, I don't know. But I didn't know I wanted to do comedy until I moved to New York in 2009.
Your parents were trekkers?
Both.
I want to get it right.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
come for me. Star Trek internet.
It is Trekkies, but yeah, when the show first came out, they were called Trekkers.
Did you feel like you wanted to like rebel and not be nerdy?
No, I didn't
to
feel
like
that.
be the opposite of.
Like my name's from Star Trek. It's a crystal like flower.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I think so now. But when I was younger, kids were making fun of me for it, and they're like, "Your parents are nerds," and like, and then I grew up, and I was like, "Oh, whatever, it's cool. Like, it's a cool story, and people like it." But when I was younger, anything that makes people make fun of you is horrible. So I was trying to like suppress
you
that.
got skin and bones. How dare you?
Truly, yeah, just like.
No, I don't. Stop.
So I used to get like made fun of for having hair on my arms, and it really like stuck with me. Like I would shave
Me too.
as soon as I saw any hair on my arm, and now I let it grow
Like
it's
forearm,
like
we're talking, right?
exactly yeah, just forearm hair.
I did it once and then I couldn't do it again. I was like, oh, my mom was right. It does grow back hairier.
Oh.
So that's why I
Does it?
stopped.
I stopped because I started to love myself.
Not there yet, girl. It's a journey, we all on it. Nah, it's like,
So you mentioned that you went to school at UVA.
Yes.
And in our extensive research, we have learned that you started an improv comedy group called Amuse.
A moose bouche.
Oh, I was saying it right.
What does that mean again? It's like hors d'oeuvres?
It is like hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, it's French for like something pleasing to the mouth. So
Ooh.
that's what we wanted to call our group. So like laughter, like happiness, something pleasing to your mouth.
Ooh.
Moose bouche.
Man, if I had some game, I would put that in there. Something pleasing to the mouth.
Bush? Bush, anyone? Was it an all-women group?
It did start off that way, but then we had to add some dudes.
Yeah, Amuse Bush. All right, I apologize.
Heaven has this theory that improv is spoken word for white people. In that, and correct me if I'm wrong, lots of people attempt it, but very few are good at it.
Yeah, the
you
ratio of people trying to good, I feel like that's probably most for all the arts.
Well, it's also hard because you're in a group of people. So it's when you
That's true,
watch a
that's
show
true.
that's bad, it's very hard to figure out what the weakest link is or like what's happening because it's like maybe something went wrong and someone didn't hear a thing and then all of a sudden a domino effect is happening in that show. But it's hard to be like, oh, this person's bad or like these people are the people who are making this group bad. It's just like because it's a group effort.
That sounds so. It's like a group project in high school, except you don't know who to point the finger at.
Yeah.
When it doesn't get done. Stressful. Mm-hmm. Is there like a secret like listserv or like support group or just like hangout club of like all the black people who are in improv? Because I feel like
Y'all need
it's
each
a very
other.
small
We do.
number, right?
There is a very small number. I don't know if we have a listserv.
Might be
You know,
convenient.
free idea.
We
may
have like
that
text chains and we'll like hang out with people. But yeah, one of the teams I'm on currently is called Doppelganger, and it's me and two black women. Because when we started, people would confuse us for each other,
course.
and we look nothing alike.
Of course not. Different heights,
Truly,
different shades.
truly. And so yeah, we got together and we were like, it'd be funny if we just called each other Doppelganger. And
Oh, I love that.
yeah, and we still perform together, and yeah, you just like you can see each other in this community of whiteness.
We have
and,
eyes.
and then
Right.
you like pick the people that you really want to be with and like perform with, and you make a tribe. And yeah, there's definitely more people of color in the community now, which is great. But yeah, when I started, it was numbers are pretty low.
Yeah. I would love to start like a telethon or something to get like more black people into improv, which is wild because I'm not even in improv, but I'm just like, we need more black people in this thing that I'm not in.
Oh, there's also Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon's show.
True. I feel like that's slept on.
Do you?
Yeah.
A lot of people watch it, I think. Or I don't know. It's on MTV.
I feel like Nick Cannon has put on just as many people as Lorne Michaels.
I mean,
Lightweight.
Wow.
he has put on a lot of
comedically.
people. Yeah, Pete Davidson was on
Yeah.
Wildin' Out. Mikey J was on Wildin' Out.
Put some respect
Taryn
on Nick
Killen
Cannon's
was on
name.
Wildin' Out.
You know
Yes,
what?
Taryn was.
I never thought I would hear somebody say put some respect on Nick Cannon's name, and I would be like, you're right.
You know, in a
Natasha
certain
Rothwell
context.
was on Wildin' Out. There's like a lot of SNL alum.
Well, shit. Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Yeah, he's got a good eye.
Maybe he would be interested in our new show idea, which I say we because I just don't want to be in it alone. But I feel like a good idea would be trap improv.
Wow.
Don't know what that
What
means
is
yet,
that?
or what it looks like. I don't know. Like, so you got like a trap beat, right?
Okay.
And then the host
I'm
is
in.
like, all right, somebody, what is this trap artist's name? Young what? And you just look around and like, Young Headphones. All right, bet. Young Headphones. What's your struggle?
What's your struggle?
You in the trap. You can't get out. All right.
You're in it.
Rap song must include this word. Helium balloon. I mean, you just like, I was him.
Wow. This is a great idea,
This is not
Tracy.
bad, actually.
Thank you.
All right. I feel like we got that.
Yeah?
We could do that.
Okay. I mean, just, we'll put a tab on it. We'll workshop it later, but,
What would
Pitch it to
All right.
Nick.
Nick Cannon, if you listening, please give me a call.
Young Headphones? I do feel like that hashtag rap style is in,
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when someone was making fun of Nicki's late response to Remy Ma. They're like, she's gonna say something like, your album was a sandal, flip-flop. And that's just kind of her style.
I mean, it's a good example.
I feel like that worked for improv.
I would be terrible at this.
At the
The hashtag. I was just going to say,
Yeah.
it's raining outside. Drip drop.
bars.
All right, bars.
Heaven, I know you got one. Let's go.
Young sippy cup, young sicky. All right, I'm a baby. Young sippy cup. What's my struggle?
Diaper rash.
All right, diaper rash. Oh man, this is getting difficult. Really painting myself in a corner.
You know what? If you want to bow out, I feel it.
It's almost there.
Okay, diaper rash, right? It's itchy, right? Happens on your butt, right?
Got a diaper rash, but I still got cash.
Yes. Oh shit!
Oh my God, young sippy cup. I'm a baby. I could do that. I'm a baby.
You could.
I feel like I got that from Nina.
Yeah, you sort of
That's what our
stole
producer
it.
just says.
Yeah,
I'm a baby.
yeah. It's like, Nina, where's the emo today? Oh no, I'm a baby.
This is a solid attempt at trap improv.
We tried. You know what?
Honestly, I
gave
think we did
it-
a really good job.
Pal, you're right. You're right.
You're right. Fast forward a little from college improv to you are now on the SNL stage.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I remember your first episode was Drake. Was the guest.
So wait, were you there then? Because you were also.
Rewind a little. I was an intern at SNL for a little
I
bit.
didn't know that.
For a hot second.
Cool.
2012 to 2013.
Where were you?
I was in the set design department.
Oh, cool.
Apparently, Aubrey Plaza was in that exact department, and my boss was like, "You kind of give me the same I don't want to work vibes." It's accurate.
And that's what's gonna get you ahead, just like Aubrey.
Exactly. It was an interesting time. I got to see Kanye rehearse backstage, so there were some definite
That's crazy.
SNL moments that I feel like I got to see. Did you have any like that where you're like, oh, I'm fangirling right now?
I truly love when Kanye comes to the show, and he really is good with creating a new space when he comes, because that performance space is a box.
It is. It's really
just like a
small.
box.
I feel like
Yeah.
people don't see it on
It's
TV.
very small, very far away from the stage. So when someone does something new with it, it's very exciting. And when he came to the 40th, he brought the lights, this light rig down to maybe 2 feet above the ground. And then he was crawling underneath it. That's all he did to change it. But it looked so cool. And it was just a whole new theatrical aspect to it. Yeah, I really like how he thinks about.
It was incredible to
space.
watch him. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, I watched him art direct and be like, all right, camera here, over here.
Oh my
All right,
gosh,
3
that's
seconds in, this comes in this way. Like
Yeah.
it just had a very exact vision.
Does he interact with the cast when he's there?
I've never spoken to him. We're usually so separate. Like, unless they're in a sketch with us, we don't really see them. They kind of just come in and rehearse on their own, then leave. And then they come in, perform, and then we might see them at the party. But yeah, there's usually very little interaction with the musical guest.
I remember when I started there, I was a little younger. I mean, I was an intern. So I was a little younger in my career in terms of just like feeling comfortable being myself. I feel like in every I feel like in every comedy space I'm in, my version of like trying to blend in is I tell more dick jokes.
And you're letting them know that like you are accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of this is to say I do find myself like, especially earlier, I was like trying to change a little bit to be like, oh, I can blend in, guys. Hey dudes, it's me.
Yeah.
Did you ever find yourself doing stuff like that?
I don't know if I actively tried to speak a certain way or do certain things, but because we are around each other so much and we read each other's writing all the time, there are certain words that everyone starts saying. Like, I feel like there was a year where Chris Kelly and Sarah Schneider, the head writers, they were writing a lot of sketches that had "that's a damn" in it, and so we all "that's a damn." Like, oh, that's a damn. Like, and we would just keep saying that to each other. I do think I was sweeter when I got there. Just like, oh, okay, everyone knows what they're talking about here, and I accept it, and this and that. And then over time, it was like, no, I know what I'm talking about. And then just not like forceful or stern, but just like more like confident in what I have to say, as opposed to being like, I'm new, I don't know what's going on. And then that went away. And I think by the time I left, I was like, whatever, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I've had to grow into. And do you know what? You know who's teaching me how to do that?
Is it me?
Young sippy cup over here. Seriously.
You gotta.
I've noticed it like since we started making this podcast. I'm just like, you know what? I don't like your idea, and I can say it because Heben can say it. Heben's 10 years younger than me, so she can do it.
Word. What do you think you learned there while you were there?
So much. I learned like about collaborating with a team of people and how to communicate. That's so important. There's so many people who work there, you know, and being able to relay your idea the way you want it to play out to a team of people is like kind of difficult. So
Yeah, I do. I did really enjoy Wednesdays were our days in the set design department because it'd be like Tuesday, everyone was staying up all night, kind of smell a little funky in their offices. And like the scripts are done and we don't know which ones are going to be chose yet, but they're going to do the read through. And then like you walk in, the writer and like maybe a cast member will walk in with a little script. And they're like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm interested in. And then I'm like, well, I have some research to show you. This is what that home could look like for you. You know, just the backdrop.
yeah, it is cool that you get to really create your own world. Like you get to direct your own vision. If you get a sketch onto the show. So like, you not only write it, but you're also thinking about how do I want these characters to look? So you talk to the costume people and decide what they look like. Well, how do I want their hair to look? How do I want their makeup to look? How do I want the set to look and the props and all that stuff? So like it's not like you just write it and someone else takes care of all that. You have to finish it to completion, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that was so fun to witness.
Yeah.
I was just a little train in that stop, you know?
Yeah.
I was like right next to the hair and makeup folks. They were great.
Yeah, yeah. That was my favorite room to hang out in the wig room where the hair and makeup was getting done because it's just like
The wig room. Oh,
it's
love
so
it.
fun. Just like ladies
just
being
a
supportive
room full
and
of wigs?
wonderful. Yeah,
All those wigs.
I've never thought about the logistics of how the show is made. So I'm just like, oh shit, it's a whole room.
yeah. There's like a
Just
whole
wigs.
room where the wigs get made, and then there's a whole room where the wigs get stored, and then there's a room where they actively put it on your person, and yeah, it's like a whole machine.
Did you learn how to get dressed and undressed really quickly?
Very quickly, yeah. One of the last shows we had from this past season, I can't remember what sketch I was getting out of. I was getting into the Bachelorette sketch, and the zipper on my dress broke. But we have a dresser. So you have a dresser, a hair person, and a makeup person. So like someone's doing my face, and like I'm like wiggling out my dress, and then someone's putting my wig on at the same time, and the zipper wouldn't go up, and so my dresser pinned it with safety pins, and then I went out there. I never turned around, so it didn't matter. And then I came off stage, and she's like, "Did you know you're pinned in?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Good."
Love it.
But yeah, they're really good. It's a really well-oiled machine.
So something that I wonder about people who do so much in the creative field, like you do improv and sketch comedy and stand-up, and you've got the web videos. When you're so good at so many things, when you have so many different interests, how do you know when it's time to like move on to the next format or to the next like genre or whatever?
I don't know if it's a thing about like if there's a right time to do it. I think it's just like where your interests lie. Like I came to New York really loving improv, and so that's where I started. And then I thankfully got some diversity scholarships through UCB. I don't know if I would have been able to pay
Yeah,
for
those
more
classes are expensive.
They're very expensive, and they keep getting more expensive. But yeah, thankfully I got a scholarship, and I was like, oh, well, with this, I will take some sketch classes. And then I started writing more, and that was very beneficial. And then through classes and meeting people were like, I'm going to try stand-up. And I was like, yeah, I'll try stand-up too. And it's kind of just like trying things out and feeling it out. And then I was just doing all of it at the same time and loving it all. It's just, I think it just depends on where your passion is at the time and where the money is.
Hey.
Listen.
So I feel like we have to ask, I'm not quite sure how things ended at SNL because I remember when the season ended, Bobby Moynihan and Vanessa Bayer had this whole announcement and going away fanfare, and we were kind of like, wait, is that happening for Sasheer too? What's happening?
We were mad, to be honest.
Yeah. I was just like, what's good? What's happening? So
I don't really want to talk about this.
fair.
We had to try.
Yeah.
Had to try.
I get it.
What's up with that? That's all I'm saying. So somehow at the same time that you were doing SNL, you filmed an entire hour-long comedy special.
Yeah.
How Swayford.
That was nuts.
That's crazy.
We had our Christmas show, and then I went home, got my stuff, and went straight to an airport to fly to New Orleans and then tape the next day.
The next day. Oh my gosh.
Actually, we taped pre-tapes the next day, and then the special the day after that.
The pre-tapes are so much fun.
Thanks.
The like Black Swan almost like fight that happens. I'm into it. I love me a good Black Swan
Thank you very
fight.
much. That was from a bit that I used to do on the UCB stage, and I was trying to figure out how to do this like argument with myself. And Chioke Nasor directed the special, and he is one of my best friends and has seen me do that piece. And he was like, that should probably be you talking to yourself like a pep talk before the actual special happens. And I was like, yep, good idea. and he's also the one who talked me into doing a song because I was like, I don't really care. And he was like, but you can sing, so why not just do it? And I was like, all right, fine, yeah. And then
That was such a delightful turn. I was like, the comedy's over, and now there's like a musical.
It was
What?
like it's like the toy in a box of cereal.
So how do you start a special? Is memorizing a special the same as like memorizing your sketches week to week?
Well, we don't really memorize the sketches week to week because we have cue cards. And the lines
Fair.
change
Yeah.
like up to the minute sometimes, that if we do memorize it, it would actually be detrimental because we may not remember to look to see the new line.
updated word.
Yeah, so
So the opposite.
so we truly
exact opposite.
I never memorized anything for SNL. But for my special, that was material I had been developing over years, so it was already in here. But thankfully they had a TV screen at the back of the audience, so I could like see bullet points of what my material was when it was coming, which was very helpful.
I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember an hour, but it's like because the cameras are on you and like this is it.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Audience,
Like your
yeah.
nerves are flowing. It's just nice to have like a safety blanket there so you can look and be like, oh yes, I'm talking about dicks. Great. You can move
So
on.
the thing about dick.
I do feel like you have a great like black man comedian guy voice. Both of you. You got that down
You
pat.
have a great one. I just have an inner black man who is just always in me.
That's just
Trying to
Tracy.
get out.
That's just Tracy.
Yeah. And I also have such a huge love for like 90s era black comedians and like the huge like Steve Harvey suits,
Yes.
ties
All the
hanging
buttons.
down to your knees.
Yes.
Just walking around the stage and yelling. That's all they. You ever see your woman at home and you like, huh?
And that's all you need. That's all you need for a
The audience
joke.
will go crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Just ask them a question.
It's so crazy.
You ever wake up in the morning and just look around like, how did I get here? And I was like, yes, I wake up every day.
There's one of my favorite videos maybe ever is this UCB comedy video written by Achilles Stamatalaki, who used to be on my sketch team at UCB. And I think it only has like 4,000 views, but like most of them are me because I just watched it so much. And it's Def Jam Garfield. And it's just
Okay, I'm listening.
It's just people doing like Def Jam style jokes
Oh
about
my God.
Garfield specifics.
Wow.
It's amazing. You have to watch it.
It's your favorite Def Jam comics doing their best jokes about the comic strip Garfield. They're gonna be talking about lasagna.
Garfield loves lasagna, right? He that every single day.
How does he know? This
is
really the best.
amazing. Oh my God.
I'm laughing too much. It's making me sweat. Oh, gosh.
So we have a clip from the special.
Great. I really did it. You hit your mark, so you didn't choke. You didn't vagina sweat. And I usually do so much. But not today. I did it. You really did it.
I love me a closing musical number. The song's about how you did it, you know. You did the special. You were nervous, but it's
celebrating
over.
the fact that you did it.
Yes, we know all about that feeling.
Listen.
Seriously, that's so real. That's so real. You looked so good. You're wearing this incredible blue jumper.
Thank you.
And I feel like this is kind of a trap question in that you are a woman, so I don't want to talk about makeup and beauty and clothing with you. But I am also interested in these things. You know what I mean?
Me too.
So I thought it was a great choice. I was like, wow, blue jumper, you're rocking it, you're killing it. I would have thought to myself, what is the sweat situation in this jumper?
That was a huge factor into it.
Is that how you thought about what to wear?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I tried on a bunch of, I wanted to wear a jumpsuit. I knew that. And this great stylist, Brandy Joy Smith, helped me out in the clutch and got tons of stuff for me to try on. And I was really thinking about what can I wear that's not going to make me too hot? And then, and also if I get hot, what's going to show sweat? Because I sweat very easily.
Same.
On the regular, let alone performing for 2 hours. Because I did an hour and then did another hour right after that.
My
so
God.
it was like, how can I
That's crazy.
look okay while doing this? And and I put that blue jumpsuit on, and I was like, this looks really beautiful. I like it. And I had a black one as well, and I was like, I'll take both of them down just in case and see what they look like in front of the curtain, in front of the cameras. And I put that blue one on, and I was like, oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, this is it, definitely. Brandy has a great tailor that sewed a bra into the whole situation, so I wasn't just free flowing,
Free falling.
Yeah, there's so many things to consider. It's how are these gonna stay up?
Yes.
How am I not gonna sweat? I want my legs to breathe. I didn't want to be too tight on my ass and stuff.
Man.
Yeah, there's a whole science to it. And my makeup artist, Andrew Sotomayor, he got this special effects makeup paint. And maybe it's the color that you would use for if someone was trying to look like they were bleeding or something. But he put that on my lips so that if my mic ran into my lips, it wouldn't rub or smudge or anything like that. And that's how it lasted for 2 hours.
I need that for my everyday life.
Give me the blood makeup.
You need the blood makeup on my lips, please?
I also love in the end you have this little light flex where you're like, and I didn't ghostwrite it. Is that common? I didn't know.
Some people use writers. I don't think I've heard of anyone not writing any of their material. But some people have a team of writers that are helping them out, which is totally fine because it's you are a show. So it's like a TV show. You have multiple writers, not one person's writing the whole thing usually.
Yeah, I felt a little naive. I was like, oh, that's how the Hollywood magic happens.
Yeah.
Humans come
Most
together.
people do write their own stuff, but if you get to a certain level sometimes you might have help, and which is also okay. But I was making it clear. Did it all by myself.
As for me in this house. What did doing this special teach you about yourself?
It taught me that I really know what I'm talking about, because there were some conversations where, because of budget things, maybe they didn't want to do certain things that I wanted to do. Or
like what?
I have animation. I have a musical number. And then it's much easier to just do the hour and have a camera pointed at you and you're on stage and that's it. And I was asking for a lot. And this is my first special. And I don't have to get a lot. But it was interesting trying to figure out how to be able to give the production company and everyone what they want while also I'm getting what I want creatively.
Word.
So yeah, just figuring out how to communicate what I need and making sure that everyone's happy was a new lesson. But I did it.
Yeah,
I did it.
You did it.
I love it.
And you did it so well.
Thank you.
Support for Another Round comes from Campfire, a new community that pays you to ask and answer awesome questions. Here's a snippet of Lip Bar founder Melissa Butler talking to Campfire user Jessica about her decision to move Lip Bar from New York to Detroit.
I moved my brand back to Detroit because I wanted to be a part of the Renaissance. While living in New York, I will always see these news articles about how Detroit is in ruins, and I'm born and raised in Detroit, and I didn't remember this very blighted scenario being my situation. So I really wanted to, and no pun intended, but bring the beauty back to Detroit.
It's that simple. Ask a question to your favorite expert, get a personal audio answer, and earn real dollars. Best of all, you can donate some of your Campfire earnings to your favorite charity. Let's make social media do social good. Download Campfire now by going to campfire.fm/anotherround. For a limited time, Campfire will donate a case of pure drinking water to the Flint Water Fund when you download the app at campfire.fm/anotherround. Support for Another Round also comes from Blue Apron, the country's #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service. And if you're anything like me, a recipe delivery service is just what you need. My biggest problem is getting into the kitchen to cook. Like when I think about cooking, all I see is all of the labor that goes into it. You gotta find a recipe, you have to go to the store after you make your list, and you have to find the exact ingredients. I always get stuff that I don't need, so I always end up spending a lot of money. So that's usually where the fun part of grocery shopping ends, is at the register. But beyond that, I mean, New York has spoiled me, and if I can get it delivered, I would rather get it delivered. Like it's worth the convenience. Check out the Blue Apron menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/another. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/another. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. So this is a segment that we like to call Pew Pew Pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
And it's meant to be rapid fire. Sometimes it is. If it's not, it's okay. We're
The
trying to get
longer
better.
story takes hold of you, it'll be okay.
Yeah. So first things first. One of my favorite things on this planet is like air, water, and then cheese, right? So into cheese. A little birdie told us that you once tried to make cheese juice.
This is true.
And we're going to need this story.
So I understood the concept of like orange juice.
Okay.
Apple juice.
Sure. There are fruits and they have juices.
Cranberry juice. You know,
Okay,
like,
okay.
yeah, I get it. Carrot juice even.
Right. And for context, you're how old?
5.
Okay.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Last week I was thinking to myself. As a 5-year-old, I was like, there's all these food juices. Why isn't there a cheese juice?
Okay.
I love cheese. I'm sure I'd love it in juice form. So I told my parents.
5-year-old me is on board with this. Yes, I'm in it.
I told my parents, and they were nice enough to be like, let's try it. Instead of like, that's a bad idea. Go to your room, you're stupid.
What?
Let's try to make some cheese juice.
To juice a cheese?
Yeah, we juiced a cheese.
A whole cheese?
So we put a chair to the counter. I stood on the chair. We got slices of American cheese, put in a blender.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Had a very visceral reaction to that.
You're not wrong. We added water and sugar, blended it up.
Where'd the sugar come in? Why did...
Just because, to make it sweet.
Because it's juice.
Juice.
Because juice is sweet.
And
You're
it
right.
doesn't have natural sugars because it's cheese. So we had to add the sugar.
Sure.
We blended it up, and we poured 3 cups, and they let me taste it first. They're like, let's see what you think. And I tasted it. I was like, oh, this is nasty. And they're like, you're so right. You're right. Because you don't like it, we don't like it.
Dang,
That's
parents
the cutest
set me
story
up like that.
I've ever heard in my life.
No, you had to find out your own way, you
Yeah,
know?
it was nice though. They were like, you know what? Let's just give it a try because
Aw.
it didn't stifle my creativity. I still have that attitude.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. You had
Oh.
like improv parents who were like, yes, and let's make, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I would have been like, no, child.
no, that's gonna be dad.
I hope that I become the type of parent who will make cheese juice with her children.
Oh,
I believe you will.
So cute, gross. Gross.
Tell us about the first time you got high. Very first time.
It was with my cousins, and I was in South Carolina. We left the my aunt has this huge house. She's a dentist, very giving, wonderful, beautiful. We left the house to go to a pool in the neighborhood, and it was just him and his friends. And they just like had like 3 blunts going around at least. I can't remember. And I got very high to the point where I was like saying double.
Your first was a blunt?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that.
If you
That
go
was
do
weird.
it.
Yeah, this is also I think my first summer after I started college. And so I was like a good girl.
Oh, yeah. That
leading
first
up to
summer.
this point. Yeah, that
Yeah.
first summer, then I'm like wild and trying everything.
It really is a gateway drug.
And then, one of his friends walked me back to the house, and then I walked into the house, and I did have a conversation with my aunt. I don't know what it looked like, but I was just like, I need to go to bed. And they're like, it's 8 p.m. I was like, I need to go to bed right now. And then I did go to bed. I remember praying to God to make this feeling stop because it hurt so bad. Like my head was spinning, and I was I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And then I also had to take one of my cousins to go see a movie because I agreed to drive her to the movie theater. And she like woke me up. Actually, didn't wake me up because I wasn't asleep. I was just like this, trying my hardest to sleep. And I was just like, I'm too high. And then she's like, we have to go to the movies. We're going to be late. And I was like, okay. And then we got in the car, and I drove so slow, just like 2 miles per hour, just like,
Focus
gonna
and
make it.
concentrating.
And she's like, why are you going so slow? She's like 15 or something. And I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta go back home. I'm
you
too
turned
high.
around?
I turned around because I couldn't make it. I probably went half a block, and I was like, it's not gonna work. And turned around, parked the car, went to bed, eventually slept it off. And then the next day she was like, what was wrong with you? And I was like, I'm sorry, I got high. And she's like, you should have told me. I would have got high too. And I was like, all right.
Family.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I saw on your IMDb, I'm so curious about this random ABC show you were on
Oh, yeah.
called Would You Fall for That? And I was like, I don't even know what it's about, but I would fall for that. I would fall for all the things. What was that about?
We did 3 episodes.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was like 3-hour-long episodes. It was like a test run. And it was the same people who did What Would You Do? Not the kids
John
show, but the
Quinones
yeah.
show.
So it was the same
The
kind
one
of
where
thing.
it's like someone stealing a bike in the park or something, you know?
Yeah. What would you do? Would you help them or would you
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
walking? Yeah. It wasn't that intense.
Oh my
This was supposed to be the lighthearted version of that.
What were some of the things? Did you fall for any of them?
Well, I was one of the people trying to get people to fall for stuff. So it was me and Scott Rogowski, another comedian, and we would do these kind of psychological experiments that have already been done, but we were just repeating them. So it'd be like, if we put a velvet rope in the middle of a park, will people line up for
Ooh,
it?
yes, I would.
Like, what y'all doing?
I'm in.
Yeah, just to see what's going on. And they did, but we also like heavily influenced it. We it was like me walking around with a megaphone being like, you gotta line up for the thing. Shit. And then people were like, what's the thing? And I'm like, just line up and
gotta
see.
line up.
So it's like, it wasn't like they just walked up and they're like, ooh, a velvet rope. Let me just stand here and see. It was like I was yelling at people to make them go
Get
do
in
it.
line, damn it.
Please, for the cameras, please.
I
And sign
give
the
you a
paper.
dollar. I give you $2.
Just sign the release. Shut up, because please, we need this. Okay.
And then the show's like, wow.
Can you
everyone
believe it?
lined
Exactly.
up.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I don't think I do.
Fair. I don't believe in love at all, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the people I've looked at and been like, ooh, yeah, weren't great for me. So not always, but just like rarely has it been like, ooh, we instantly clicked and that's all it took. You know, you got to like fall in love. And I've only been in love once, and it's with the person that I'm currently with. And yeah, I definitely like saw him from afar and was like, he's attractive. I like his deal. But it took a while before we were like really hitting it off. It wasn't an instant click kind of thing. Although when it clicked very fast. But it wasn't just like I saw him across the room and then someone talked to each other.
The daddy of my babies.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember this, but he's also a comic. And we did a show together, and I was leaving to go to a party, and I was like, do you want to come with? And he was like, oh, I have another girl waiting. I was like, okay, you're lost, dude.
Another girl waiting.
You know, he had a life. He was like seeing another girl. And I guess my attitude was just like, what a bad choice.
Yes.
And a year later, it happened for us.
Sasheer, this has been so fun. Please come back and hang out some more.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
Where can people find you and your work?
My Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all my social media stuff is at the Sheer Truth, THE Sheer Truth.
The sheer truth? Oh, I love that.
I get it.
I'm into puns.
I love fun.
Puns
I
on
love
dick.
it.
My special is Pizza Mind on Seeso, and the audio of that is on iTunes and Spotify right now. And I don't know. I tweet my shows out, so if you're around, I'll try to tweet it in advance so you can make plans to come see me live. And that's it.
Hey.
Yay. Thank you so much. Check out the special, everybody. Follow her on all the things. You will not regret it.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what I hate?
What?
Going to a party and not being able to talk about the latest healthcare bill.
It's the worst because I have no idea what's in that thing. It's so complicated.
Yes.
But there may be something brand new that could help us out right from BuzzFeed News.
The good people at BuzzFeed News have been working their little tails off to create an amazing daily news podcast just for people like us.
Ooh. Okay, so what's it called?
It's called Reporting to You, and it is a quick 3-minute news brief every morning, and it'll catch you up on the latest political news, but also we'll talk about the new emojis and what they could mean.
And also Beyonce's babies, her new twins, all the updates on them as well. You can pretty much have this on your phone, on your Amazon Echo, at your house, wherever you want to go. BuzzFeed is right there with you.
If you want to listen to this on your Echo, you can enable the BuzzFeed News skill and then say, Alexa, play my flash briefing.
Yes.
Reporting to You with BuzzFeed News. Listen to it however you can get it.
Heben Muggy.
That's me.
Walking around and looking at trees.
Okay.
Where is she going?
I don't
What is she
know
doing? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I just thought you needed a theme song.
Oh,
you know.
I love it. Yay.
Also, I just thought we could buy some rounds.
Ooh.
What you got?
I like to buy a round for halal cart chicken and rice specifically.
Street meat.
Street meat.
Oh my gosh.
I swear, when I first moved to New York, I just heard my mom's voice like, how dare you eat food from a cart
on the street.
on the street.
On the street corner. at
Yeah. And I could see the logic there, you know? It's like, I birthed this human, I put it out in the world, and it's all going to go
taught it
away.
not to eat food off the street.
Yes, because she want to try a little street meat. Okay. The smells are tantalizing. Okay.
Everybody knows that street meat is a gateway drug.
It's other straight stuff. Yeah. So at first I was like, I don't know about that life. But then one day I ventured to the halal cart.
Yeah.
I got this famed chicken and rice they speak of. I asked for extra hot sauce, and my life has changed ever since.
Wow.
And I feel like we don't talk about it enough.
We don't.
I know you love you some chicken and rice from the halal cart.
I love a halal cart, but it's kind of tricky and it's kind of dangerous because there are different halal carts.
This is true.
You kind
There
of
are
have to find your home, your halal home. And if you find the wrong one, it can
It can fuck you up.
It can fuck you all the
Street
way
meat,
up.
From the street.
Consequences of buying meat on the street.
This is not where meat should be sold.
Oh man, but when you get a good halal cart, though,
I know.
It's just like it's probably what looking at your newborn for the first time is like.
Yeah, neither of us are mothers.
We don't know. We don't know anything.
It's just like motherhood.
Street meat is just like motherhood. I don't think we're offending anybody when we say that. I'm in love with the white sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always just like, okay, let me get some chicken, let me get some rice. Don't put a single vegetable on here. And just drench everything in white sauce.
Yeah, I hate when they try to give you a full-ass salad.
First of all, it's not a real salad. Lettuce and tomato does not a salad make.
It's not a salad make.
You just skimping me on product that I'm paying for. Exactly. I want nothing but meat and rice in here.
I'm a fan of getting a little pita.
You know,
I love the chopped up pita with the...
Wait.
They chop it up. Chop it up.
Wait, they chop the pita up?
So I, too, am a fan of not getting this salad farce.
Yeah.
And with that room that I save.
You put some pita in it.
Yeah, I'm like, because they usually use the pita for like sandwiches or like a little gyro,
I have no idea how to say that word.
However you pronounce it.
All of those ways are right.
Yes. So they usually use the pita, and I'm like, yeah, can you chop up a little pita for me?
Yo.
And they put it in throw it in the carton.
Street meat hack.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes. It is
I'm
like my
into it.
number one craving when I'm like back in New York. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I've missed you. Shout out to New York City street meat.
Shout out to New York City street meat, to the good street meat. You
Yes.
gotta be discerning, please. Yo, if the white sauce is watery, just turn around and walk away because you will be
You
in
don't
the
want these
bathroom.
problems.
You don't. Take it from me. Okay, good round. Good solid round.
Who you batting around for?
I also have a food-related round.
Ooh.
I'm bound around for hard taco shells.
Okay, wow.
Yep, I said that.
People
I
don't
said
talk
it.
about that.
People don't talk about it at all. Firstly, and when I mention it, people look at me like I got 3 heads, and I'm just like,
I'm not.
what?
Yeah, I'm a little
What?
surprised to
What?
be honest.
You know what? Fair.
Walk me
I
through
get
the
it.
appreciation.
Okay, here's the thing. So being from Kentucky, not a lot of
Yeah, what's your taco situation even?
Oh, fam, Taco Bell.
Oh no.
Honestly, Taco Bell is where I learned about tacos. And naturally, Taco Bell has hard shell tacos, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're a kid, it's kind of like, oh, just get the kid a hot dog, get the kid a hamburger, get the kid a taco. So I ate a lot of tacos when I was younger. But, you know, you grow, you start to like travel, you meet people who know actual things about tacos that are not Taco Bell.
Yo, it's like when I learned that charcuterie boards are adult Lunchables.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a level up. I thought Lunchables were the level up.
Nah, fam.
Oh, no shit.
It's so many levels. So many levels.
Real tacos.
So I get introduced to real tacos.
Okay.
And they're good. I
Yeah.
appreciate a taco. So, having experimented with tacos in different regions, you know, I've had tacos in California now.
Okay.
I've had tacos here in New York.
Okay.
I've come to 2 conclusions. One, tacos are fine, but they're not really my jam. Like, I would prefer a burrito to a taco any day of the week.
Okay.
Right? Secondly, when I do indulge in a taco, I want a hard shell.
Why?
I like crunchy things. I'm really into
so
texture.
hard to eat.
That's not true.
Do you eat it like nachos at one point? Like, it feels like just it
No.
crumbles instantly.
Well, yeah. But sometimes good food is messy. Sometimes when it's good, girl, it gets a little messy.
I hate the look you just gave. I'm upset. All right,
But,
sometimes we do get a little messy.
That's how you know a meal's good. But I like I will put like potato chips on a sandwich. Because
Okay.
I like the contrast of
I
the
have
soft
noticed
bread
this about you.
and
You
the
do enjoy like a proper chip situation with your
do.
sandwich.
I like a crunch. Crunchiness is like a staple of all of my comfort foods.
So all right, you're going in for this taco
I'm
bite.
with it. I mean,
You're biting. Hard shell completely falls apart.
yeah, sometimes.
Does that not happen immediately? Am I eating tacos
No,
wrong?
I think you're getting
Am I a
my own tacos.
brontosaurus when I'm munching on
I
these?
think you're just a Tasmanian devil.
Okay, maybe I should eat better. Is what you're saying?
Maybe. You just gonna be like, taco
shell everywhere.
But I mean, like, if you're at Taco Bell, you know, they come individually wrapped. So when it breaks apart, it's all in the whatever. But I mean, you know, if it falls onto your plate, then you got a taco salad at the end.
Okay,
How can you be mad?
I'm not.
I just think people
have
should
more
be
questions.
nicer to people who like hard shell tacos. They should also be nicer to people who prefer flour tortillas over corn tortillas, because that's also me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, fuck that.
The corn's not for me.
It doesn't reheat very well. You know, it's a little gritty for my taste. Flour is soft and smooth. I like flour.
Flour has never been talked about in this. Flour's blushing
like
right
me?
now.
My ears are burning. Who's talking about me?
Shout out to Flour.
Shout out to flour. Shout out to hard shell tacos. That's all. Oh man, Heben, guess what?
What?
We did it again.
We made it.
We did it again.
We did it
We did it
again.
again. We did it again. some studio time, I think.
Okay. Just to say that on a track.
Yeah.
Turn my headphones up. We made it again.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much to our new friend, Sasheer Zamata. You are a joy and a delight. You can follow her on Twitter at The Sheer Truth.
I will accept it.
Love a pun. And check out her new special on Seeso called Pizza Mind. Pizza Mind. Pizza Mind. See, it should have a T in it. Pizza Mind.
Shout out to the Pod Squad.
Pod Squad.
Brum, brum, brum.
Brum, brum, brum. This episode was produced by Nina Patuk and Julia Furlan with editorial oversight from Eleanor Kagan and Meg Kramer. Meg is making amazing pottery. Shout out to pottery. You don't have to leave that in. I just get really excited when I think about Meg's pottery. And production support from Agaranesh Ashagre and Alex Laughlin. Shout out to our in-house musicians, Miss Jean Gray. You can follow her on Twitter at Jean Greasy. And Jean is doing so much cool shit in Brooklyn.
Yes.
If you live in Brooklyn, just go to whatever she tells you to go to. Also, shout out to Don Will of the Almighty Tanya Morgan. You can follow him on Twitter at Don Will, spelled just like it sounds. Follow me on Twitter at Broken McPoverty. Email the show, tweet us, Facebook us at Another Round. Also follow Heben on Facebook. She's doing the Facebook thing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, just Heben Rants on Facebook, right?
And all the things.
Rate us on iTunes. Tell your friends to listen. Tell your moms to listen.
I get nervous when parents listen, to be honest.
I get nervous when my parents listen. But other people's parents, yeah. Ring us the moms. Subscribe to our newsletter. You can do that at BuzzFeed.com/AnotherRound/newsletter. Drink some water, take your meds, call your person. Get some street meat.
Yeah.
Be discerning, though.